If you were walking through Asheville, Ohio in 2019, you probably wouldn't have noticed anything particularly special about Ryan Blake. A quiet teenager, just 15 years old, with shaggy brown hair and an obsession with wearing hoodies no matter the weather. His teachers knew he was smart but not remarkable. His friends thought he was a little awkward but harmless. No one could have guessed that in just 2 years, Ryan would be a millionaire before he even graduated high school. It all started with video games. Ryan didn't just play video games, he studied them. He watched how games were built, how players moved, how rewards were distributed, and most importantly, what made them addicting. At night, while his classmates scrolled TikTok or played Fortnite, Ryan read Unity development tutorials and reverse-engineered mobile games. Then came the light bulb moment. During the pandemic lockdowns, Ryan noticed his younger cousin, Jamie, playing a simple game on a tablet, something where you tap a cookie and get fake money. The graphics were basic. The gameplay was almost laughably boring. But Jamie wouldn't stop playing it. Ryan realized something. It wasn't about graphics or complexity. It was about dopamine. These games were essentially slot machines for kids, endless reward cycles that kept people coming back. So Ryan got to work. Armed with an old laptop and a second-hand iPhone, he spent months designing his own mobile game, Slime Stackers. It was simple. Cute blobs of slime fell from the sky. You tapped to stack them on top of each other. Every few seconds, you got coins. Stack higher, get more coins. Unlock new slimes. Unlock new colors. Share with friends for bonus coins. He released it on the Apple App Store with zero marketing budget. But he did one thing very, very smart. He embedded a referral system that gave users extra slime coins if they invited their friends, and he marketed the app in Reddit threads, Discord gaming servers, and even Roblox fan groups. Within a week, he had 1,000 downloads. Within a month, he had 80,000. And that's when the ad revenue started flowing in. Between rewarded video ads and optional purchases for in-game upgrades, Ryan was pulling in nearly $10,000 a month. By the time he turned 17, Slime Stackers had over 2 million downloads across iOS and Android, and Ryan had crossed $1.2 million in total revenue. But here's what made Ryan different. He didn't buy a fancy car. He didn't post about it on Instagram. He stayed quiet. He reinvested nearly every dollar into building a small development studio in his garage. Today, he employs 6 part-time developers from across the US, all remote, all under 25 years old. Ryan Blake is still a teenager, still wears the same hoodies, still lives in Asheville. But his company, Stackstorm Studios, just landed a $3 million seed investment from a Silicon Valley VC firm. And his new game, currently in beta, already has over 50,000 people on the waitlist. Then I saw she had more than we've made in 10 years combined. Today, Lexi keeps a low profile. She still skates, still lives with her parents, but her crypto empire is growing. She's working on a decentralized platform to help teenage entrepreneurs get funding from DAOs instead of banks, and if it works, it could flip the startup funding model on its head. She's proof that you don't need a degree or even a driver's license to build something revolutionary. Just vision, grit, and Wi-Fi. Marcus Bell was a C student in Detroit who had zero interest in school but a borderline obsession with sneakers. Not just wearing them, studying them. He'd sit for hours analyzing sneaker drops, memorizing resale values, and flipping shoes on StockX while most kids were gaming or scrolling through Snapchat. By the age of 15, Marcus had flipped enough kicks to buy his first camera, an old Canon T7, and started recording short TikTok videos about sneaker culture. He wasn't trying to go viral. He just loved talking about why people lined up for Yeezys, why Jordan retros mattered, and how some kids were making more than their teachers reselling sneakers from their bedrooms. Then, in one 30-second video, Marcus said something that changed everything. Why are y'all paying $300 for sneakers when you can make your own custom heat for $30? Boom. That one video blew up over 1 million views in 48 hours. The comments were flooded with people asking how to do it. So, Marcus responded the only way he knew how. He made another TikTok showing the process of using iron-on vinyl, blank sneakers, and simple design software to create custom kicks at home. He called the brand Gritstep. Marcus didn't even have a Shopify store at first. He used a Google form and Cash App. The orders rolled in faster than he could handle. His first drop? Sold out in 3 hours, over 200 pairs at $60 each. By the time he turned 16, Marcus had taught himself Shopify, automated part of his design process using AI-generated templates, and outsourced production to a local screen printing shop. He reinvested everything into branding, packaging, and building a loyal TikTok community. And that's where Marcus played it smart. He didn't try to be Nike. He didn't even try to be cool. He was just real. His videos showed the grind, packing boxes in his grandma's basement, fixing messed up designs at 2 a.m., showing his viewers how he turned $30 into $1,000 in one day by running an Instagram story ad. Kids related. Parents started paying attention. Soon, even small sneaker blogs were reaching out for interviews. Then came the viral moment. Marcus launched a limited drop called Street Scholars, themed after kids who feel like outcasts in school but geniuses in the real world. Every box came with a pair of custom-designed sneakers, a notebook of inspirational quotes, and a handwritten letter from Marcus himself. It exploded. Sold out in 12 minutes. Generated $128,000 in revenue from a single drop. And here's the kicker, just 2 weeks later, Gritstep's Shopify dashboard reported that it had outsold Nike.com in total units sold that day for just 1 hour. It was a fluke, of course, and Nike dwarfs him overall, but it made headlines. Teen entrepreneur outsells Nike for 1 hour on Shopify. Marcus was 17. He never looked back. He dropped out of high school with his mom's reluctant blessing, promising he'd finish his GED. Today, Gritstep is valued at over $4 million, and Marcus is talking to investors about scaling into retail stores in underserved urban neighborhoods, places where kids like him can walk in, create custom shoes on the spot, and walk out wearing their art. Not bad for a kid who never made honor roll. In the quiet town of Lubbock, Texas, lived a girl named Ava Delgado. At 14, she didn't care about TikTok dances, designer clothes, or even social media drama. She was more likely to be found in her backyard wearing a full beekeeping suit, checking on her buzzing colony of honeybees. While other kids her age were texting their friends, Ava was fascinated with pollination, sustainability, and the alarming drop in bee populations. Her obsession started as a science fair project, but it turned into something much bigger. After reading a book on local farming and watching a documentary on disappearing bees, she convinced her parents to let her buy a single beehive with her birthday money. And so, BuzzBabe Honey Company was born. At first, it was just about making small batches of raw honey and giving it to neighbors in cute mason jars. But one of her neighbors happened to be a food blogger with a loyal Instagram following, and after sharing a photo of Ava's honey, everything changed. Orders started coming in. She opened an Etsy store. Made $1,200 in the first month. Then came the big idea. Ava realized there were hundreds of artisanal honey brands, but very few aimed at young, eco-conscious buyers, especially girls. So she created a brand that was equal parts cute and cause-driven, BuzzBabe. The logo? A cartoon bee wearing sunglasses and a crown. The mission? Save the bees. Slay the day. She redesigned the labels, added infused honey varieties like lavender and lemon cinnamon, and packaged them in mini squeeze bottles that were perfect for lunchboxes and dorm rooms. But here's where Ava really crushed it. Her branding was Instagram gold. Pastel colors, empowering messages on every bottle, be bold, be kind, be a queen, and eco-friendly packaging that made people feel good about buying. BuzzBabe went viral when Ava posted a TikTok video showing her bottling the honey with the caption, "From my hive to your heart, honeybee 2 hearts." It hit 2.7 million views in a week. Suddenly, Ava wasn't just making honey, she was running a full-blown startup. She reinvested profits to buy 5 more hives, learned small batch manufacturing, and even partnered with local Texas farmers for sustainable sourcing. While other kids her age were texting their friends, Ava was fascinated with pollination, sustainability, and the alarming drop in bee populations. Her obsession started as a science fair project, but it turned into something much bigger. After reading a book on local farming and watching a documentary on disappearing bees, she convinced her parents to let her buy a single beehive with her birthday money. And so, BuzzBabe Honey Company was born. At first, it was just about making small batches of raw honey and giving it to neighbors in cute mason jars. But one of her neighbors happened to be a food blogger with a loyal Instagram following, and after sharing a photo of Ava's honey, everything changed. Orders started coming in. She opened an Etsy store. Made $1,200 in the first month. Then came the big idea. Ava realized there were hundreds of artisanal honey brands, but very few aimed at young, eco-conscious buyers, especially girls. So she created a brand that was equal parts cute and cause-driven, BuzzBabe. The logo? A cartoon bee wearing sunglasses and a crown. The mission? Save the bees. Slay the day. She redesigned the labels, added infused honey varieties like lavender and lemon cinnamon, and packaged them in mini squeeze bottles that were perfect for lunchboxes and dorm rooms. But here's where Ava really crushed it. Her branding was Instagram gold. Pastel colors, empowering messages on every bottle, be bold, be kind, be a queen, and eco-friendly packaging that made people feel good about buying. BuzzBabe went viral when Ava posted a TikTok video showing her bottling the honey with the caption, "From my hive to your heart, honeybee 2 hearts." It hit 2.7 million views in a week. Suddenly, Ava wasn't just making honey, she was running a full-blown startup. She reinvested profits to buy 5 more hives, learned small batch manufacturing, and even partnered with local Texas farmers for sustainable sourcing. Within a year, BuzzBabe honey was selling in boutique health stores and co-ops across 4 states. By the time Ava was 17, her brand had hit $2 million in total sales, all from honey, merchandise. Yes, there are BuzzBabe hoodies and bee pins and monthly honey subscription boxes, but it wasn't just about the money. Ava started an educational initiative called Be the Change, which taught elementary school kids about pollination and sustainability. Every BuzzBabe order helped fund 1 classroom kit for teachers around the country. And her impact caught the attention of someone big, a Shark Tank producer. Although she turned down the offer to audition, wanting to keep full ownership, Ava received mentorship from several eco-entrepreneurs, helping her scale even more efficiently. Today, Ava's heading to college with a full ride in environmental sciences, but she's already negotiating with Whole Foods for nationwide distribution. Not bad for a girl whose empire started with 1 buzzing box in a backyard. Ava's story is a reminder: you don't need tech, fame, or a huge following to be a teen millionaire. Sometimes all you need is a hive. In a cluttered bedroom in Atlanta, surrounded by old keyboards, cracked phone screens, and a half-eaten bag of chips, sat a quiet 13-year-old kid named Tyler J. Green. He wasn't your typical prodigy. He wasn't fluent in 5 languages or winning spelling bees. But give him a laptop, a beat pad, and some headphones? That kid could make magic. Tyler grew up in a house where music was life. His dad was a janitor by day and a DJ by night. His mom sang in a gospel choir. And Tyler? He just wanted to make beats day and night. He'd been messing around with GarageBand since he was 9, producing beats that sounded shockingly professional. By the time he was 12, he was selling them for $10 a pop to local rappers through Instagram DMs. But that's not what made him a millionaire. What made Tyler rich was frustration. At 13, he noticed a major problem: the tools to make music were either too complicated or too expensive for kids like him. Most beat-making software came with confusing interfaces or cost hundreds. And if you didn't have a powerful computer? Forget it. So Tyler did something insane for a middle schooler. He built his own app. He used YouTube, Reddit, and free coding classes on Code Academy to learn Swift, the language for iOS apps. After months of failed attempts, crashes, and one moment where he almost quit after accidentally deleting his whole project, Tyler launched the prototype, a mobile beat-making app called Loopify. It was sleek, easy to use, and came with preloaded sound packs that Tyler made himself. You could build a full track with drums, synth, bass, and FX loops in under a minute, all from a phone. No ads. No subscriptions. Just a one-time $4.99 download. He uploaded it to the App Store, made a short TikTok demo, and said, "Built this for kids who want to make fire beats but don't have a studio. Just your phone and your fingers. Loopify. Let's go." That video got 5 million views. Loopify exploded. It shot up to number 3 on the music category charts, right behind GarageBand and Spotify. Thousands of young creators flooded the app. Within 6 months, Tyler had earned over $1.4 million in App Store sales. And the genius part? Tyler also launched a beat marketplace inside the app. Users could buy and sell their own sound packs, and he took a 20% cut. That marketplace alone brought in another $600,000 in less than a year.